today. I am not sure why. So, today we are going to make some apple spice muffins and loaves because we did muffins yesterday, but I want to show you, and hopefully my recipe works. I'm going to show you that you can use your muffin recipe as a loaf cake or a loaf bread or whatever you want to call it. Okay. Now I was so organized and I was all over the place. I just want to make sure I can see everything here so that we have no issues because we really did have some issues. Anyways, we are going to be using Fred Jr. If you are new to me, this is my sourdough journey. I am trying to figure out how to make different things with the sourdough discard just so that I don't put it to waste and I don't throw it out and all that good stuff. Okay. Yesterday we made, you can't even see, just move it. There we go. Yesterday we made sweet potato muffins. The day before we made sweet potato biscuits. Okay. Famous to perfection. So we are definitely just trying our best to make whatever we can with the discard. Okay. So again, today's going to be spiced muffins. I'm excited for it. They're apple spice. I love me apple anything. I'm trying to make it like an apple pie inspired thingamajig. So we'll see. So this right here is Freddie Jr. And he's ready, working overtime. Okay, so this is my discard. It's over. There we go. So this is my discard. He's kept in the fridge, but he's super active and we love him over here, okay? Now there's a few things we are adopting for this recipe. This is gonna be my first time making this recipe, but I ran out of flour. I thought I had enough to bring me to today, and then we can go and re-up. But no. No. I just, I felt short. So that's what we're doing over here. So we're gonna start. Okay. We are gonna be using 150 grams of discard. I do remember you. Hi, how do you pronounce your name? Mandan. Thanks for joining. So we're gonna be using 150 grams of discard. You can use whatever discard you have, whether it's active, whether it's not fed, unfed. Your country, I don't remember. I don't remember the country to be honest, but I do remember your name. And I don't want to say the wrong country. That's fine. We are making sourdough apple muffins, spiced muffins. See my finger? Spiced muffins. Okay. So discard. It's gonna be 150 grams. Again, fed, unfed, doesn't matter. Active, not active. Mine is active because there's just that much light happening with mine. So that's okay. We're going to use 150 grams. And just make sure that it's precise because you don't want to use too much of the discard because you don't want a gummy product. I mean, how I know? Okay. I've done it before where I'm like, no, it needs a little more. Nope, don't do it. If it looks like it needs a little more, it's fine. Just don't do it. Okay, so that is 153 grams. 3 grams are not going to kill me. However, I just gave you a whole speech about being precise. Oh, me! I'm from Canada by way of the Caribbean, but I'm from Canada. I'm in Canada right now. Okay, so that's our discard. Now, hold on. I like to smell my discard before I use it. And I didn't show you that I was smelling it, but I was smelling it. I want to make sure it still smells nice and healthy. It still looks healthy. Any blemishes or anything of the sort, because we need. Can I speak Canadian? What's speaking Canadian? Oh, you speak English. You mean French? Yes, the sourdough definitely came a long way. Can't speak French, no. But I'm speaking Canadian. I'm speaking English. Hold on. So this part is ready. Now, I will say that this recipe really doesn't have any liquid in it outside of the eggs, discard, the butter, and the oil that we're going to be using. So we're going to see if this all comes together and work, okay? I just, I can't. Oh, thanks. Okay, so discard 150 grams, which are going to be about 1 cup. I'm looking at my recipe here just so that you can see. I kind of did some math in my head on the paper. So I don't know if it's gonna work. It might work, it might not. It is what it is. Okay. So wait, how do I do this? Okay. Discard. We're gonna add the sugar to the discard. Today I'm only using brown sugar. I'm gonna be using about 100 grams, which is about half cup. Now, if you want to use white sugar, you can. If you want to use a mix of white and brown, you can. But make sure it's this brown sugar, like the light brown. You don't want it too dark because it's gonna be too heavy. You do you really don't. Okay. So this is gonna be about 100 grams, which again is about half cup, give or take. And I only use weight. So my measurements might be off a little. You might be like, that doesn't make sense. Okay, but it makes sense in weight. Alex, thanks for joining. So we're just gonna mix this. But here's the thing. If you want to add your eggs before, you can. If you want to add your oil and whatever, you can. But this is just me doing it this way just because I can. I'm just gonna mix it in. Just so that you can see the consistency. And I like doing it individually like this because I want to make sure I have an idea of what my dough is gonna look like my batter, what it's gonna look like once it's formed. Because again, I'm still learning sourdough, There's a learning thing for me. So we have the sugar in here. I'm not gonna add the salt in with my discard because no, we're not doing it. Okay. I have some ginger. We are gonna add ginger. I'm using fresh ginger. If I was using dry ginger, we would add it to the butter. The butter. We would add it to the flour. What are you talking about? We would add it to the flour. But do you make dishes? I do. I'm gonna set up something where you guys can request, but uh, it would be something where you guys can fund the ingredients because cost of living is a little high, But I do make things that you guys request. I know someone asked for blueberry pie. I still have to make it, but you can request something. If I'm able to make it, I will. So back to the ginger, fresh ginger, because I want the ginger in nice. Maybe like half a teaspoon, not much, just enough to give it a nice flavor. But if you don't want to use fresh ginger, I'll be honest with you, just use the dry one. No one cares. People like me might taste the difference, but most people won't, right? It would be a Chinese dish. Ooh, I don't know, that would be a challenge. Wait, am I supposed to make it live? Ooh, maybe I should rethink this. The thing you need to keep in mind is I don't eat meat. So if I do make it, it would be without the meat. Try for challenge. So the ginger's in here. It's about half a teaspoon. I mean, I just grated it until it was done. This is like a little piece. What? Come on now. So we are going to let this sit. Because what else am I gonna do? I need to melt my butter because the butter is gonna go in here, and then I'm gonna add the eggs, I'm gonna add everything else like that. So I need to make sure that everything is ready. So I just mixed the sugar, the discard, and the ginger because I want the ginger to like expel its juices because the stronger the ginger flavor for me, the better. The only thing is ginger can be very overpowering and you don't necessarily want that. You want to taste everything else. The ginger is just to give it an added boost, right? So it is going to be spice filled. So I know the color of the batter might be a little dark because one, we're using brown sugar. We're gonna add some vanilla. We're gonna add some almond extract. We have our apples. Oh, I'm so excited! I just want to get this melted. I'm also using a mix of melted butter and oil. Now, the total amount of either all oil or all butter would be 100 grams. Okay, I'm going to be using 50 grams of butter and 50 grams of oil. The oil, of course, is vegetable oil. If you don't like vegetable oil, use whatever oil you want, except olive oil. Okay, so I'm just going to add my 50 grams here because I already have 50 grams of that's a lot of butter. Okay, now if you use all oil, a neutral oil, your product is going to be super moist the day you make it, the day after you make it, and probably like a third day. If you use all butter, it's going to be moist for the first day, and then it will start feeling like it's drying out on the second day or the third day. But it's not dry. That's just how butter goes. Okay. It adds a richness to it. All you have to do is warm it up. Just warm it in the oven, and it's as good as new. Right. I'm just trying to test to see how I can make it with oil and butter combined, what's going to happen. So this really is an experiment for me because I either use all oil or all butter. Yeah, I don't use both. Hardly ever use both. I don't think I've ever used both. So it's going to be 100 grams. If you're using melted butter, I'm using salted. So you can use that or you can use unsalted if you want. Choice is yours. So we're going to add our oil butter mixture in to our discard. And we are going to mix it. How's your day going, Mr. Perfection? But if you're still there. Okay, so we're just gonna mix that together. I suspect the batter might be, I don't know if it's gonna be loose, just because I I've never made it, so I really don't know. But I'm looking at the amount of like liquid that's in there, how loose the discard is right now. It's not a lot of flour. However, I do have whole wheat flour in it, right? Why, you may ask? Such a baker thing. Huh? Hang on. So this is what you have in your oil. It should look like this. If it was strictly butter, it would be solidified because as it cools, it gets firm, right? We're gonna add some eggs, and we're using two eggs. Right now, my eggs are at room temperature. Doesn't matter. I don't think so. Not for this, but they are at room temp just because it took them out. They wanted to make sure all my ingredients were on the table, so I don't miss them. Like I did my. I'm just taking out the white part. Sometimes it doesn't actually bake away in the product. So sometimes I remove it, sometimes I don't. And sorry, if you are speaking to me and I don't respond, sometimes my chat disappears on me. So I just wanted to give you that heads up. I'm not ignoring you, I'm just not able to see. So you will wait for it. Okay, so just scramble up your eggs just a little. And then we're gonna add it. We're using two eggs. One egg is 50 grams. So if by any chance you read a recipe and they're like, oh, you need 100 grams or 50 grams of egg, 50 grams is usually one egg, right? So we're using two, so that's gonna be about 100 grams of egg. Just gonna mix it in. I think there's a sugar lump in here. So that's okay. Gonna mix that. And I like mixing all the wet ingredients first and then we deal with the dry, just because it just makes it better for me. I get to see the consistency of my batter, what to expect, what not to expect. Now we're gonna add the extracts. Here we go. I'm using vanilla extract and also almond extract. Where's my tablespoon? Oh, there we go. Where's my tablespoon? Give me a tablespoon of vanilla. I really do. There's always a tablespoon of vanilla, okay? But if you don't want to use that much, you can use 1 teaspoon of vanilla. That is fine. No issues here, but you can never have too much vanilla. Okay. So the extract for almond extract, we're gonna use a 1/4 teaspoon. We don't want too much. We just want enough for it to get a nice flavor. I'm looking at almond. Just to get a nice, subtle flavor. If you're allergic to almonds or anything like that, just use something else. Play around with it. Try adding like maybe orange extra. It'll give you a nice punch, like a nice flavor. So experiment. Like because there's ginger in here, I'm telling you right now, the orange extract would work perfectly. You don't even have to grate the zest or anything. You can just orange extract. What can I see here? What is that? It's just sugar crystal. Also, make sure your sugar is like not and hard. You will have traces of that throughout. So this is what the batter's looking like. We have everything in here: eggs, oil, discard, ginger, extracts. If I forgot anything, you already know how my brain works. Okay, so right now it looks like the batter is going to be on the loose side because we really don't have a lot of flour in here. However, we are going to be adding a little bit of oats, and the oats definitely soaks up some moisture. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Okay. So we're gonna look at the flour again. I ran out of flour. Okay, we're using all-purpose flour. For using all-purpose flour, you're gonna need about 200 grams. Okay, for me and what I'm doing here today, we are using 167 grams of all-purpose flour, 33 grams of whole wheat flour to make up the difference. Okay, so we're gonna hope for the best. We're gonna hope for the best. I just want to make sure it's mixed in because you thing is whole wheat flour actually absorbs a lot of moisture. So I may or may not need to add like a little bit of milk or butter or something just to thin it. Fingers crossed. But I just wanted to let you know that when you make whole anything with whole wheat, you really have to account for moisture it sucks up because baby, we're gonna add some oats. I really feel like this is a lot of oats, but I feel like I want like the apple crisp vibe. That's the vibe I'm going for these muffins. Okay, so it is going to be about let's see, oats is going to be about 50 grams, which is about half. Like, do you see this? Ooh, it looks like a lot of oats. Like at this point, did I even need the flour? You know? So let's see. This is like your flour without spices or anything of the sort. Fingers crossed. Okay. So for the spices, I'm gonna use one, two, three, four, five, three, four dried spices, one fresh, which is ginger. So it really does. There's no turning back. Like we committed. It's already here. It is what it is, right? Now I don't think you need to use oats. I just have a vision in my head of how I want it to be. Maybe I should have just used 1 tablespoon. It's so much. So the spices that I'm choosing to use today gonna be cinnamon, cardamom, nutmeg, fresh nutmeg. So cinnamon, cardamom, cloves, fresh nutmeg. So for the cinnamon, we're gonna use about half a teaspoon. Oh my god, why does it say 1 teaspoon? That's a lot. That's a lot of cinnamon. You don't know how much 1 teaspoon is? That's a lot of cinnamon. Just to show you, this is 1 teaspoon, right? This is half a teaspoon. That's a lot of cinnamon. Oh my gosh. Hmm? Let's let's start with all the other spices first. So the cardamom is a quarter teaspoon of cardamom. I love the smell. It's nice, smooth. It just adds something special. It also goes well with citrus, in case you were wondering. So this is half quarter teaspoon, not even half, that's quarter teaspoon of cardamom. What does it say? Quarter teaspoon of cloves. No, I'm changing that. We're using an eighth teaspoon of cloves. You know how strong cloves are? Come on. Okay, we're gonna use a quarter teaspoon of cloves, and then I have to contemplate if we are going to actually use 1 teaspoon of cinnamon or teaspoon of cinnamon. Because the way it stands, it's not a lot of spice. It really isn't a lot of spice. This is half teaspoon. Let's see what half teaspoon looks like. It's a lot of cinnamon. Have to get 2 cinnamon. But basically, you can make your own like apple spice blend, your pumpkin spice blend. Like there are just certain spices that go together with those things. Let me smell it. It probably needs the extra cinnamon. Honestly. But you say nothing wrong with a lot of cinnamon, right? No, it's not that. It's just I don't want one to overpower the other. I think we're gonna right, call it a day. Go all in. It smells. I smell the clove. That's why I toned it down with the clove because I smell more of the clove. But I'm also concerned that the ginger might not be enough. Okay, this is smelling good. I'm gonna add some ginger. This is how I make. Gotta smell and make sure that I'm getting the flavors that I'm looking for. We're gonna add a quarter teaspoon of dried ginger. It'll just enhance what's already there. Because I added fresh ginger, it might not be enough. I just know the I know what I'm going for. Can't explain it. I know what I'm going for, so hopefully I'm able to execute my plan and make it a visual. Okay, see, that smells so much better. That actually smells like apple spice, honestly. So we're gonna add some nutmeg. I'm using fresh nutmeg. A lot, like it's more potent and powerful and warm. It's about a quarter teaspoon. You don't want too much. Too much of the nutmeg will just like overpower. I guess too much of any spice. No, it's okay. The smell that I'm getting from it is what I'm looking for. I think it needed the ginger because that's not a lot of ginger in there. But either way, like I said yesterday, after it's baked, you can sexy it up. You can glaze or something, and then it'll just round up all the flavors. Okay, this is smelling nice and spicy. Wash. And then we are going to add baking soda. Now, if you are new to me, baking soda is definitely a staple with certain products that I make with my discard because it gives it an added lift. It makes the crumb structure a little tender. You can still make this without the baking soda, but it is going to make it a little on the dense side. So it's going to be a little heavy. I don't want to eat a heavy muffin. No. It might be gummy, but it will definitely be heavy. You would need to let it rest for at least 2, 3 hours, maybe an hour to just chill. And then you can bake it. That makes a difference. Resting it always makes a difference, but because we're using the baking soda, you don't need to rest it. Why? Because I'm not trying to wait. So we're gonna use about half. No, this is 1 teaspoon. Oh no! See, I just stopped myself. Half a teaspoon. Because what? I don't want nothing soaky. We're using half a teaspoon, not 1 teaspoon. Some recipes call for uh 1 teaspoon. Half a teaspoon is enough because of how fine the powder is. Half a teaspoon is okay. You don't even want that. You really don't. Okay, so we're gonna mix that together. Now I am doing this step by step. We also didn't add the salt yet. See, I have the salt there. Make sure I put all the ingredients up because I want to make sure. Salt is also about half teaspoon. Roughly, if you have a thing for salt, you don't want to use salt. Let's see, don't use it. It's fine to use it. But the salt just rounds out the flavor. Okay, so this is our flour. I mean, honestly, all this is missing is butter, and we could use it as a crumble top. Like, hello. Baking soda. So this is what it is. There's no baking powder in here. We have oats, we have spices, we have all-purpose flour, and we also have whole wheat flour. Because there is no liquid, no extra liquid, so no milk, no water in the recipe itself. When we add the flour in, we need it. Okay, so you just wanna fold. We might not need it, which is good. You want your flour to just get moist. Okay, I'm not gonna mix anymore because I'm gonna have to mix it when I add the folds. But I want to talk about that because this might be added moisture. Not might be, will be because apples release juices will also affect the batter. Now, what I did was I cubed my apples and I had them in some lemon juice to prevent them from browning. So that's the added liquid, right? I don't want them to brown, so that's why I did it. I also added a pinch of cinnamon. This batter is going to be so dark. I added a pinch of cinnamon because I felt like I've eaten enough apple products to know that the batter is seasoned, but the apples are just dry. Just plain apple. It's like I kind of want to get a unified taste throughout the muffins, right? So I want my apple cinnamon muffins to taste good with my apple cinnamon apples. I'm like, apples. Okay, so I added a little bit of cinnamon just so that they can sit in here, soak up the juices, even though they're releasing their own juice. Because if you know anything about making apple pie or anything like that, you would usually get this leftover, and this is good stuff. Okay, this right here is gold. And we're just gonna add everything. We're gonna add everything in our batter. We're just gonna go. The apples of choice that I'm using are Cortland apples. Should I have used a different type? I don't know. Maybe. I'm gonna just pick and go. So they're Cortland apples, but they also have a nice little tangy edge to them. So yes, we say never knew lemon juice can do that. Yes. So if you don't want them to brown, because when you cut an apple and you leave it exposed to the air, it turns brown, right? If you want to make something and you want the apples to be 100% presentable for an extended period of time, rub some lemon juice on it. Fresh lemon, whatever, just rub it on it and it stays like white. Doesn't discolor anything. The only reason why these are brown is because of the cinnamon. Now, I already see one of two things happening. My whole wheat flour is soaking up this water. It's only 33 grams, buddy. What are you doing? You make it seem like there was a whole lot. The whole wheat is soaking up some of the moisture as well as the oatmeal. As you already know, the oatmeal is going to be in here and it's going to expand because it's soaking up all of the liquid. So, the added juice from the apples will help this. Now, I just told you that there's lemon juice in this. So, it is going to be a sweet and tangy muffin. Because the muffins themselves are tangy. Okay. I will also say if you want to add some raisins, you can. If you want to add some nuts, you can. Okay. I feel like this needs raisins. I just feel like it needs raisins. It's calling for raisins. Okay. I'm just gonna do a handful, literally. So maybe about 60 grams, 60 to 80 grams, depending on how full you want your muffins to be. So I just get a handful. It just screams. It screams. Screaming it needs raisins, okay? Normally I would toss them in a little flour. I'm just, I'm just doing what I want. Okay, so this is our batter. It's a bit chunky. It really is. So I don't know how well this, but we're about to find out, and we're about to do an experiment. We are going to do the muffins that was requested. Okay, gonna be nice. I'm gonna trust the process. I also think when you're picking the apples for anything baked, you gotta make sure it holds up because I like having apple chunks. I want to have a crunchy apple, right? I don't remember. I know there are like all these different variations and varieties of apples. I like Cortland and Farm. I think Macintosh that is usually on the softer side, but just use apples that you know will hold up. See how thick this batter is, baby? It's gonna be. I don't know what's gonna happen. It's so thick. No, it's gonna be like an apple pie mess. I just can you come turn out for me? Don't get back to see. We haven't had a mishap on live stream in a while. Oh, I need a moment. I have to recalculate something here. Hmm, I know. It feels like it's going to be on the heavy side because all the different things that are in there, but the batter is really thick, like really thick. Mhm. But you never know. Turn up. It's fine. I'll make it work. It's really on the thick side. Oof. I don't know, man. They. Oof. It's really, really on the thick side. Remember, I'm using a mixture of oil and butter. I ran out of all-purpose flour, so there's all whole wheat flour in here as well. Yes. So what we're gonna do, because I'm all about the experimenting, right? We're gonna bake this 6 as is, no extra anything. We're gonna bake a loaf as is, no extra anything. And then we're gonna just add a little bit of moisture in this to see. So I did 3 scoops for this. I'm gonna mark them. This is piano. Are you gonna rise up? Let's follow. Okay. Y'all gonna embarrass me today because we had a very good, delicious week. Like, what are you doing? Honestly. This- But the beauty about these live streams is that I'm always testing a recipe. And we will figure out if it works or not. If it works as is or we need to doctor it, you know? It's one of those things. That's why I'm not really mad. In the beginning, I was so mad. I was so mad. I was like, oh my gosh, I know what I'm doing. Why isn't it working? Oh, yeah, just sprinkle some water on that. Okay, fine. Okay, so these 6 are going to be first. I don't know if I'm going to get. Oh, okay, you see the consistency? This is what it is. It's heavy. That's a tablespoon of water to start to see what will happen. How loose it will be. Don't mix it too much because you don't want to overdevelop your gluten. So you're not making bread. I want this to be nice and light. Yes. This is probably enough for 6 muffins, maybe 4. Okay, well, let's see what happens. Okay, we're going to set up our oven. No, I don't know. I don't- I don't- My audio is breaking up. I'm sorry. I'm not sure why. Okay, we're going to set aside. Let me use the Macron space here because we have to set up the mini oven so you can actually get to watch it bake. Fun time. Let me just put a Macron space in place. I had a vision what I wanted this to be, man. Maybe I overestimated. But you'll never know if something is going to work or not unless you try it. So might as well try it. I mean, I have all these different things in there, but it's okay. We're going to set up warm me up so that we can work the magic. I'm going to make sure it's on the stand. Okay, Gourmet, don't embarrass me, okay? I didn't even write down what the temperature was to bake these. Oh my god. I had my tech issue this morning that just threw me off. So here you have Gourmia. So you're gonna get to see move you over, but you're gonna get to see. So we're gonna preheat at 375. I'm so not confident of this being a good. And while that is preheating, I am just gonna scoop the dough, the batter. I'm just gonna scoop the batter just so you see what we're working with. We added about a tablespoon of liquid to the It looks different. Is it gonna bake differently? Maybe, maybe not. It looks like there's apple in every bite, but there's also oats. Some may get raisins, some may not. But I only put a handful. A lot. I just want to make sure, it's a good way to test it. If the batter was too thick, what's gonna happen when you bake it? If it's too thick where it's like you can't even do anything, it's not spreadable, it's like dumplings. Honestly, the product might be hard, but I don't know. There's so many different variables. The whole wheat flour, the the oil and the butter combined. Like there's too many different things happening in this one recipe. The oatmeal, right? It's way too many variables for it to just be one thing. It could be anything. But the most important one would be the moisture. It might be on the dry side, right? But we're gonna figure it out. So this is preheating. It's gonna be finished soon because it preheats really quickly. But it's even baking, so the heat should be distributing properly enough. This one doesn't have any apples. Can you believe at least one of them didn't have apples? But see, it looks like, and because it didn't have any apples, of course I have apples. Of course I have my apples. I have a whole thing of how I wanted this thing to be. Okay? I don't think you understand. I'm gonna still get my vision through. We're doing it for all, not all of them, but every test. So 3 on this one and 3 on the first one. But you never know, it may come out, may not. But that's the joy of baking. You test it out. And then you get really good satisfaction once it actually works out for you. Right? So I would never tell you not to test it. Oh, I need some melted butter. I'm gonna brush up in some melted butter. This is all in my head, okay? This is all in my head. Melted butter, make it seem like it's an apple pie type, you know? Because it has oats, like an apple crisp. I mean, if you want, okay, I'm coming. You don't put raisins in apple pie, but you do in an apple loaf. It's what it is. It's okay. Come on, stop. I can make it happen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna brush it. Like, look at the difference. You see the texture difference? Like, even the color is different. Like, it's still, it's different. Interesting. But I can always tell it apart, which is fine. So we're gonna top this. Welcome back with some added apples. Is it gonna work? I don't know. They might explode and be like, girl, what you trying to do over here? So I'm just gonna do 3 on each, right? They might foam up, they might not. And we're gonna brush it with some butter, right? And save some for the loaf, which I whole thing it works. Okay. It seems like a lot, but I don't know if it's gonna work or not. So I'm testing it out. And then I'm just gonna add some cinnamon sugar. I should have brushed the other ones. Just right. Remember I said yesterday, sometimes it doesn't bake the way you want it to bake, but you can spice it up, and then regular people will be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so good, so pretty." Yeah, that's what you're doing over here. That's all you're doing. I mean, it's gonna be apple overload for sure, but who cares? On the ones that don't have the apple on top, I'm just sprinkling the cinnamon sugar. It's brown, not brown sugar, it's white sugar. It will should get a nice crust on top. Should, but we'll see. Okay, so first up is going to be the hard one. First one's going to be the hard one. This is it. Okay, this is what we're looking at. Okay, I need to go back to 10. We're going to put this in the oven. I'm going to let it warm up again for a minute, and then I'm going to put it in at the 20-minute mark. I'm kind of excited because I don't know what to expect. That's the joy. 20-minute mark? Soon. That's the joy of baking. You hope for the best. You know your recipe works. You know it's probably going to taste good, but these might be on the heavy side because there's everything. There's a whole lot of stuff in here. You know what you saying? Okay, see, my chart's not updating here. I gotta look at these. Okay, yeah, no, it's very hot, so I got to be real careful. All right, but it smells amazing, right? Brush it with some melted butter and some cinnamon sugar. We're just letting this heat up to for a minute, and then we're gonna put it in. There we go. Okay, so it's at 375. We're about to watch this experiment because, baby, I don't know what's about to happen here. Okay, so typically I know, but in this case, I don't. The batter was thick. I think the one that wasn't thick might be more successful. I might be wrong. One might just be the one where it's like, why did I even do that? They might not even rise up. They might just stay this small, or they might grow. These questions are more in the next episode. No, and so for the loaf, I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna add my sugar, my cinnamon, apples on top. Because when it bakes, it should like give it like a nice crack. I'll show you. You don't need to see that. I know. I know. Watch. The apples are gonna be like all over. There's probably gonna be apple at the bottom because it's not pressed into the batter. It's just a whole hot mess over here, okay? That's okay. That's okay. We can make whatever we want to make. We can do whatever we want to do. That's why I love baking. I think if you have a crazy idea of something, flavors or whatever that might work together, why not? Oh, let me look at the poll. Who is leading? Okay, so we have votes. We have apple butter biscuits with 40% of the votes. And then we have sweet potato cinnamon roll with 60% of the votes. Can y'all vote for apple biscuits? Like, oh, for apple biscuit. I want some apple biscuits. Why y'all voting for cinnamon roll? You know what a cinnamon roll is. I want that apple biscuit. Pretty much anything that doesn't make it into our live series, and I know I said it, and I haven't done it yet, will be turned into a video. at some point. Okay. Oh, they smell amazing. We're at the 17-minute mark. The ones in the back are like in here. Let me show out. Ooh. Now, the only thing is, did I put enough cinnamon sugar? Probably not. They're looking, they're smelling amazing. I just want to make sure the crumb. Oh my gosh. Did you fall? What is burning? What's happening? Something's sizzling. Nothing fell at the bottom. So what's sizzling? Oh my goodness. But as you can see, let me bring it down to eye level. You see? They're starting to move. Did you see that? They are starting to move. However, something's sizzling. Oh, I don't like the sizzling. Why are they sizzling? Oh my gosh. Why did this chat disappear? I don't even understand. Okay, there we go. Got your back. Okay, good. Now, the ones in the back are like, yeah, I'm here, I'm doing my thing. Then the ones in the front are like, you didn't give us any extra apples, so we're not gonna show out. I said, right? To be a muffin baking in this oven right now. Oh my goodness. I really listen, I really hope y'all turn out. Like you're taking so long to like rise up. We're at the 15-minute mark, so like 5 minutes have passed. The ones in the back that have the extra apples, yeah, they're doing their thing. This guy right here is splitting. So now we're gonna get to the part where they're gonna try to expand, and hopefully they just expand nicely. And oh yes, Lord. Listen, okay. Fun part of experimenting. You never know what's gonna happen. It may come out, it may not. And then you have to go back, look at your recipe, look at how you at your technique, look at a bunch of different things to see what went wrong. Oh yes. But this it smells like apple pie up in here, so that's a good thing. I love cinnamon anything. Cinnamon sugar with bags. I got a nice little crunch on top. They look like they're working. This is the first tester dough batter, I should say. This is the one that had the the thick batter, just thick and juicy. Nothing else, just thick, thick, thick all around. It should be good. So, can y'all vote for apple butter, please? The apple butter biscuits? Like what? It's okay. If we don't do apple butter biscuits, we still have October, but October is definitely going to be pumpkin month. Okay, with a little bit of sweet potato splash back into it, and then we have the whole month of October. I'm planning on going live every single day for the month of October. I'm gonna do Vlogtober live. All I'm saying. So we might get to make a bit more recipes on days that I'm able to bake. We're gonna do, just whatever I would normally vlog. Let's figure out what you want to see. Okay, smelling good. The ones in the back are definitely taller. And I don't really think it's about the apples that are in there. I don't know. Maybe they got more scooped into it. This one right here is breaking. That one's also breaking now. So we're just gonna let it do its thing. You guys watch and have a good time. It's okay. We're gonna make it work. They smell amazing. It's you know, okay. It smell like apple pie. I was actually going for that, like an apple crumble. But yes, it does have raisins in there. You don't put raisins in your apple pie or or your Betty Brown, but you do in muffins and loaves. You can add nuts. But to be honest, why wouldn't you put well, raisins in your apple pie? Who said there should be no raisins in apple pie? You should be able to put whatever you want in the product. That's what I think. But oh, I'm happy. We're looking good. We're probably gonna take a little more than 20 minutes. At the 10-minute mark, I'm gonna check it out and rotate just so that it can have even browning because we've had that issue before. There's even heat distribution, but the browning section, I just want to rotate just to make sure. And I also want to pull it out to make sure I can check the bottom because I don't want it to burn before it's baked. Because the bottoms definitely bake before the top bake, pretty much after the bottom. And then the middle takes a while to spiral, but it's okay. Smelling good. Where are my mittens? It's smelling amazing. Fred, you showing up, okay? It's good for you. And the live stream tomorrow is going to be a little later, so not 10 in the morning, maybe at around 11 or 12. Today we had some technical issues, that's why we started a little later. My apologies. Work. So we're at the 10-minute mark. I am going to pull it out so that we can see what's happening. It looks good. I know they're not ready yet. You sent it to a toothpick test. Oh, they're definitely not falling. I- The ones full on top, no. Let's check the ones in the middle. And yes, I am letting the heat out. It's green. Yeah, it's gonna need some time. I don't smell burnt, so the bottom doesn't smell like it's overcooking, which is good. But I don't know. It's gonna take much longer than 20 minutes. And I think I'm gonna decrease the heat from 375 to maybe about 360, 55-ish. Because maybe 360. 375, if it's in there longer than 20 minutes, the bottom starts to really, really burn, like really almost burnt. Seasoned, but almost burnt. We don't need burnt. So is anyone else gonna vote? Or are we just gonna really do cinnamon rolls? 'Cause I never put that up there. But they're looking good. Oh wait, I'm not even showing you guys. There we go. They are looking really, really good. It's a plum. The ones with the apples, they have my heart. The other ones just they just look like regular muffins. No, sure. They look like regular old muffins. Like yeah, because I'm over here doctoring stuff and you know, Ooh, cheesy hot dogs. Yeah. I had apples for breakfast. You would wanted to know? I had a crisp apple from France. Apparently, they said that that's where it came from, and I was like, "Yes, Lord, yes." Okay, to be honest, the ones with the apple, they're my favorite. They are my favorite. The other ones still get some love, but not as much. Now, I'm just hoping that my crumb structure is all together because one, this has a lot of apples in it. It also has a lot of oatmeal and just a handful of raisins. So it's heavy, right? As you can see, the apples aren't necessarily melting away. So I am gonna have apple pieces that are whole in the actual product. And see, I'm smelling burning. Don't like that. It could be from the sugar crystals that are on the actual baking tray. But look at this. Do you see how brown that already is? Yes, I have cinnamon sugar on there, but it's still brown. Like it's brown to the point where it's like, huh, what are you doing? We're gonna go right smack in the middle. That one looks good. Let me look at the bottom. Bottom looks solid. Do this one in the middle. That one looks good. Middle. That also looks good. This guy here, it looks good. How much time is left? 6 minutes. And we put it in for 20 minutes. Doesn't need the full 20. The 375. Where is my whatever? There we go. Just wanna check the bottom, the bigger ones. Okay. So they're not burnt. They're on the cusp of like, because you see this right here, just showing you, that's from the apple or the raisin, right? So it's caramelizing that way. So what I'm gonna do, I just wanna put it in for less than a minute. It's just what I it's a personal thing for me. It's less than a minute, just put it in. Because once you take it out of the oven, right, it is still gonna continue to cook. If you leave it in the tray, it's still gonna continue to cook. I'm just giving it a few seconds, not even a full minute. Then I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna leave it in the tray for a few minutes, and then we're gonna take it out and put it on the wire rack. Always get one of these. It's easy. You don't want to leave the product in. You don't want to leave the product in the pan for too long because then it begins to sweat. You don't want that happening. Can you come out? Thank you. Okay, so this is batch number one. This was the thick batter. Oh, are we at the clumsy stage of the live stream now? Come on. This was the thick batter. This was it made as is, no additional liquid, right? Looks good. There is a lot of cinnamon sugar on top, so it crystallized. It is a bit crunchy. However, once it starts to cool down, it won't be as hot, right? And now we're gonna do the second one. Yeah. Do you see all this mess over here? I did a whole lot of stuff while I was watching this baby. Right? One, I added some more apples, some more cinnamon sugar. And these guys here got some added liquid on top. That's just the juice that was there for the what you call it? Apples. Not gonna change the batter, right? The batter is the batter. It's not it's not gonna change the consistency or anything like that. So what we're testing for this one is to see if the added liquid, which is about like a tablespoon, was going to make a difference in the texture of the product and see how different it looks once it's cooled, once it's cut, anything like that. Okay, we're gonna preheat this back up. So we're gonna give that a minute and then we're gonna put it. But as you can see, we have apples on one side and just the cinnamon sugar on the other side. So it'll be fine. You'll get to see it bake like the other one. And then the last one that we are gonna enjoy watching bake is this guy. He got some on top, cinnamon sugar, apples, all that stuff. So it's gonna be fun to see. It's gonna be fun to see. Are you still hot? Oh, scary. So we're just gonna pick the muffins out, put them on the yeah. I'm telling you, the the muffins that have the apple on top, they got my heart. Okay, so we're gonna put this in now. It's like 375. This is definitely gonna sizzle because there's sugar, there's liquid, there's all these different things. Yeah, I know you told me, but you know I go through this process. You know I go through this entire thing thinking it's not gonna work. Gosh, did you break? What did you do? Oh my god, one broke. The one that I told y'all was splitting. Actually broke. Now, based on what I just saw, which I'm gonna tell you, but based on what I saw, one, the apples are still nice and crunchy, which is what I like. I do this for my preference. And I think it's a better product. I don't like eating muffins where you're biting into certain fruit and it's all soft and gooey. No, I think for like the apple muffins, I feel like the apple should be firm. That's just my preference. My personal opinion should be firm. But as you can see, this one, it broke, right? But the apple is still whole. And I had a little piece and it's still, there is a crunch. So Cortland apples would probably be the best apples if you're looking for a nice crunch. You're biting into it, you're getting all the apple pieces. And if you have nuts in there, you're getting nuts up in there too. Let's. Oh, I'm so cooking. All right. So if you're just joining, this is the Sourdough Bake-a-thon day number 4. We're making apple spice muffins and a loaf. Okay. Well, for what you want to see tomorrow, right now the lead is a sweet potato cinnamon roll. I don't know why. I want apple butter biscuit, but it looks like cinnamon roll is gonna win. We're gonna end our life tomorrow, a bake-a-thon tomorrow. It's gonna be fun. Don't forget to like the stream. You know, it lets me know that you enjoy what you're seeing and you want to see more. They are so pretty. Just realized that they're really small compared to the regular baking pan. They're so tiny. But I think they're small just for the no. Stop the sizzling. Stop it. Is anything falling? I just want to make sure nothing's falling on the bottom. So the water, not the water, it's butter. Okay. So this the ones in the back are gonna brown a little because they had some butter and a lot more cinnamon sugar added. So that's why they're sizzling. Oh my gosh, do you see the bubbles happening? This one. No, this is science experiment. I can't even zoom in. There you go. So you're not gonna bubble now that I'm here? Just rude. This guy was bubbling up one in the that like doing a lot of with cinnamon sugar and the butter. These ones are like we just chilling. We gonna do whatever we want, right? Oh, I'm excited because this is getting ready. This is fall for me. This is getting me ready for all the things that I want to make and try to see. Um, I found pumpkin the other day, but do I want to pay $6.99 for a little pumpkin? No. It's like no. I had a big giant pumpkin, but to be fair, that was really after Halloween. I had a big giant pumpkin like the week before Halloween was done for 99 cents. Like it was huge. It's like this big. Can't even see my hands, can you? It's big. It's fat. And I used that pumpkin for like the whole month. Made soup, made a lot of different products. So for October, we're gonna do more pumpkin, uh, possibly a little bit of sweet potato in between. Like I'm talking about the entire month. For the bake-a-thon, it's gonna be pumpkin and maybe sweet potato, um, maybe some apples, but the whole month. We have the whole month to figure out, you know, outside of the bake-a-thon, we can add a recipe here and do something here and try and test something here. Or maybe I come live mid making something. Like these are just things that are gonna happen just to see the process. Because I'm excited. I really am. Like I want to make everything that I made with the sweet potato for the sourdough, I want to make with the pumpkin. So I want to try pumpkin biscuits. I want to try pumpkin flatbread because I made it on my own, not on the street. I want to make pumpkin muffins, a pumpkin loaf, a pumpkin bread. And by bread, I mean that you could slice toast with butter and eat it. And then after I make that, because I did that with the sweet potato, after I make that, I am going to make French toast. I had a French toast video and I lost it. I'm so mad. But I'm gonna make French toast with it. So these are all the different things that I'm out here trying that I want to do. It's just for me to map out the time properly because there's a lot that goes into doing the live streams. There's a lot that actually goes into filming the videos if they're not live. So I need to set up my time so that I'm able to do it. And we can have good videos. Look at you. Oh, what? So, as is looks good with a little bit of water, which is like a tablespoon of water. They look like they rose a lot better. First. These guys here, they look like they did have, like they got an extra boost, right? Because these guys, they didn't do much. They rose, but not a lot. They just, they small. I don't know what's that. But these guys, they're coming above the actual light. So I think adding the water, just a little bit of liquid, just so that it's not too heavy. So overall, if I was to make this again, as is, I would add 1 to 2/3, so maybe 1 to 2.5 tablespoons of water or milk just to help it. Because we only did a small portion, we did enough for 6 muffins. This gives you 12 muffins, and it'll probably give me 3 extra muffins. So that's something to think about. Because the recipe works either way, we're gonna enjoy it. I'm just waiting for them to cool so that we can see and we can compare. But it should be good. What talking? I should be able to make a little drizzle. I don't understand why I'm talking. I could be doing stuff. I'm looking for this because I wanted to make a little drizzle, just thick enough, just to drizzle. You can use cream cheese. You can make like a little cream cheese glaze. I might probably do that because, believe it or not, apple muffins, apple loaves, all that stuff, they go perfect with cream cheese frosting or cream cheese type glaze. So I'm just gonna do that because I literally want it because I want to drizzle it over the loaf, especially because I'm excited to have it baked. Okay, we're at the 10-minute mark. You already know 10-minute mark. I am going to rotate. Gonna rotate, check, make sure everything is looking good. So, but these guys are definitely a lot bigger. Like you can literally see it. They're not ready yet, I should tell. They're still raw in the middle, but they're a whole lot bigger. Just to give you an idea. Like, do you see that? They're a lot bigger. So we're gonna rotate this way. This might take the full 20. Don't know. Maybe we stop at the 16-minute mark. So instead of 20 minutes, it takes about 14 to 15 minutes to bake. Who knows? But I'm gonna make my little glaze. All right. Well, you guys get to watch. I want to make sure we don't lose any muffins, have any casualties of this war that I'm having with my kitchen. But I am excited because it's just one of those things, man. I had a vision in my head about how I wanted it to look visually. That's what I'm going for. And I'm going to use some cream cheese. And, just add it in. Because you know, the thing about cream cheese and the icing sugar, if you don't put enough icing sugar for the amount of butter and cream cheese that you have, it's going to be loose, right? Because you want to make a frosting, you want it to be firm. I don't want this to be firm. I want it to have a little bit of a give so that I can I just want to drizzle. Just a nice little cute drizzle. Because you can always, always, always fancy up something after it's done. Doesn't have to be the same all the time. And for these live streams, I usually just give you like make it for you. Right? Show you how to make it. And then I do all the extra stuff after. So that's what I usually do. I do all the extraness after because the gist of it is the recipe. You want to know how to make it. I'm gonna turn this down to about 360. But because I know I'm gonna eat these muffins right after this live stream, it, it needs to be fancy now. Okay. So just a little bit of cream cheese. Honestly, maybe it's like 2 tablespoons worth. Not a lot. I'm softening it. Gonna add some salt. I'm gonna bring out some flavor. You can put some cinnamon in there if you want that as well. It's okay. But it's just enough to add some butter to it as well. Not a lot. But it's gonna be nice and buttery all over the place. You know, this is good. No, I'm gonna make this right now and it doesn't come out. I'm not following the recipe. I'm following my eyesight. Like, does this work? Maybe it works, maybe it won't. But you never know until you try. That's my philosophy. You make something, doesn't work, you try again. You can also use it without butter. I just want the whole thing, okay? Just want some butter in it. It'll be fine if you want to add vanilla extract to it. You can for added flavor. But oh, oh, my baking spoons are all over. That's why I can't find them. Tablespoon. Okay, you gotta stop for a few seconds to check this. Because these guys, the first one was finished at the 6 minute mark, right? These guys look like they went a little longer because, and they got high too. Oh, pause. They got so high. Guys are done. They got a lot higher. Sorry, Gormier. That's it right here. Ah, yeah, it's done. All smooth, clear, bottom, nice and brown, not dark, right? Golden brown. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit. We're gonna put the last one into bake just so that you get to see it and see whatever happens here. We're gonna put the temperature back to 375. Time, let's put 15 minutes. Let's put 15 minutes. Because these look like they bake anywhere between 10 to 15 minutes. So now we have the muffin. Okay. Put my little cream cheese thing. You could do a little dollop. I don't want to. It's very buttery. Just a little cream cheese to it. Oh, this is gonna be so perfect. And the one thing is the cream the cream cheese cuts the sugar of the icing sugar, like the sugar piece. So you don't have to worry about it being too sweet. I've eaten some cream cheese frosting where it's so sweet, right? Like, no, what is this? You make it work. The muffins aren't going to be sweet because of the apples that I use and the fact that they were sitting in some lemon juice. They're gonna have a bit of a tang to it, so you don't have to worry too much. Oh yeah, the second batch they baked out. I mean, the first batch did too. The second one expanded like wow. Ooh, caramel. So excited. This is exciting. This is very exciting. So we just have one more thing to bake, which is the loaf. It's gonna be fun. I'm so excited because I can't wait. I can't wait to devour this. The cream cheese frosting would also work well with um, the sweet potato muffins that we made yesterday. If you have pumpkin muffins, pumpkin loaf, anything like that. Even if you make a sweet potato bread, like an actual bread, you can eat your cream cheese. You know, some people like cream cheese in the morning, their bagel or their toast. You can do that as well. I even want to try to make some pumpkin donuts, some sweet potato donuts. These are things that I want to make. I just wasn't able to because of time constraints. But oh yeah, this is where it's at. Now you can see this is spreadable. If you want to make it a little drizzly, don't ask me how to do it. I mean, you can ask me. Probably add some liquid in here to thin it out. This is good. So just to show you, I just took the one that's broken and it's cool. You can just add a dollop on top, right? Boom. Problem solved. You can use a piping bag just so you can get a nice, cute dollop. But that's it. Done. Simple. Nothing major. Doesn't have to be overwhelming. It's not necessarily a cupcake. I mean, it is, but it's not. So you don't have to put a whole lot of frosting, just enough to eat the actual muffin and to feel full. This is perfect for breakfast, honestly. Grab and go, no issues. And I covered it some more, so as you can see, right? So you can do that, which I'm okay with the one. I want to thin it a little, just because it has butter in there. I'm not sure what's gonna happen. It might seize up. It might be like, nah, I don't want to thin out, right? You can use milk. You can use vanilla extract. There's no vanilla in there. You can use pretty much anything to thin it. And I mean, it's already thin, it's just not watery yet, right? So you just need to know the consistency that you're looking for in your final product and work with it. It's just thin enough that I want to be able to ooh, make it yes, drizzle it out, but thick enough to hold, if that makes sense. So I have the buckets here cooling. I will show you what they look like. We're just watching the loaf bake. Yeah, this should be good. I'm gonna put them in a piping bag just so that I can get it drizzle out. So this is kind of the consistency that I want. It's not very runny. Maybe if I add just a much more water, not very runny, but it still holds its shape. So that's what you do. You thin it out with some liquid. Okay, this is much better. This might be too thin now, right? That one's fine. No more water. But I can't wait to devour this. So I want it to cool 100%, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's cut. This guy is gonna take its precious time. I don't know if it's gonna rise up. I don't know what it's gonna do. But we're just gonna let it bake and do its own thing. Because that is all that we can do. So for this, I'm just gonna use my spatula. Just so that everything can be combined. Anything that's on the side is going to be mixed in, and the consistency is all going to be the same because I love me cream cheese frosting, but this isn't a frosting. We made a type of drizzle with the cream cheese that is going to go perfectly well with our muffins, and especially the loaf cake. Still tastes good. No problems here. I can't wait to eat it. While we wait for the loaf to bake, I will show you the actual final product. We'll compare how they look with or without the extra, not extra, but the added liquid. It's just gonna be the crumb structure to me looks good, right? That's what was important for me. The taste is also very amazing because I took some. I took a piece. I broke a broken piece. If you don't have a pipette bag, you can use a Ziploc bag. Just cut the tip with it and just do a little drizzle, right? I just have to reach for a pipette bag because that's what I got. Just use a small Ziploc bag. If you have one, it's fine. Or you can make a pipette tip with parchment paper, make a funnel, make it work. Okay? So I have my little cream cheese type drizzle. Honestly, mostly for my muffin, my loaf pan. Because the consistency is a bit too loose for the muffins, but I'll still do it just to show you. Okay? Hey, hey, welcome back. Thanks for coming back. So I'm gonna show you what the muffins look like, and we're gonna talk about, what it looks like versus my expectation and all that stuff. But we know for a fact that the recipe works. That's one thing we do know. Okay? You say, how's everything? Oh, everything went well. The second batch came out really pretty, a lot bigger than the first. and we're about to check it out. Clean this oven after this because we cannot have Gourmet looking a whole hot mess, okay? She needs to be crystal. So, as you know, if you don't, I'm about to tell you, we made apple spiced muffins with a whole lot of apples, some raisin, and a whole lot of spices, okay? We have two sets, same batter. However, this one right here was baked as is. Oh, there's also oats in here. This, these six were baked as is. I was questioning a lot because the dough was a bit thick, right? In my mind, the muffin dough should have a specific consistency for it to like expand properly, the crumb not to be tight and heavy. So these were baked as is. These guys back here, which so this was the first batch. You can see, right? That was the first batch. Just put some cream cheese frosting. We had some apples, some butter, cinnamon sugar. This just has cinnamon sugar. Okay. The second batch, we added about a tablespoon of water to the batter, and this was the end result. Right? To me, they got a lot more rice. They're a lot fuller than the first set. They expanded more. The crust on the top is a little different. It's more rustic. In my mind, it needed a little extra liquid. So if you have a situation where you are making something like these muffins, the batter just to you just looks really thick, you know? Oh baby, you're old. It's been 15 minutes and you're still not even popped up. What are you doing? Right? So if your batter is thick, you just need to add some liquid to thin it out. So if you're gonna add, uh, if you want to add milk, you can. Um, if you want to add some water, you can. I usually start with a tablespoon to start, and your tablespoon of water or liquid, whatever. Mix it to see if you're getting the right consistency. If that consistency doesn't work, add one more tablespoon. It's usually always between 1 to 2 tablespoons because you don't need a lot to loosen up the batter, right? So with the loose batter, I found that, as you can see, this is tight, thick batter. This is loose batter. They look different, right? This fills out the actual cup. This one is still trying to figure out what it's doing. Right? Again, same batter. This just has an added tablespoon of water, right? Same thing. Like you can see the difference in the size. This expanded more. This one is more tight and close together, right? So you for a good muffin, you want it to just expand out, right? They all use the same scoop, and that's what we have. So I say the recipe works. 100% works. It just needs the added water. Because I also had to take into account that I am using whole wheat flour. Whole wheat flour absorbs a lot more water. I only use about 33 grams, and that alone took out a lot of the moisture. So if it was all purpose flour and no whole wheat flour, we may not have to add the additional liquid, right? I had to take into account that there was whole wheat flour in here, and there's also oats in here, and oats also absorbs moisture, right? But I think they look pretty and amazing, and it smells good in here. Okay, and this one in the oven is not doing what I want it to do. It's taking forever, but whatever. So we're gonna we're gonna cut one that's cooled already, just so that you can see what the inside looks like. I mean, the inside might not even look pretty, but you just know it's gonna be delicious. Okay, we're gonna cut this little one here. This is from the first batch, and we're gonna cut this one from the second batch. Okay, I'm using a serrated knife. Maybe I should use a cutting board for you. Be all professional. But yes, I agree. The apples on top definitely gives it an added flair. We're gonna use a bit. Yeah, it gives it an added flair, which is good. Now, I use Portland apples. They're still firm. They're not soft in here. So I don't know. Time will tell. Okay, so this is the first one. The first batch, as is nothing. The white specks that you see, that's apple. They were soaked in a little bit of lemon juice just to prevent the browning. And they also had some cinnamon mixed in, so they soaked up some cinnamon. Okay. But if you look, ooh, that's good. If you look at the crumb structure, there we go. You can see it's nice, right? It's light. This might be on the heavy side, but it's not gummy, which is important. You don't want it to be gummy, right? This one, still a bit warm. This is the one with the added water liquid. Like you can see the difference. Like there is a difference in the crumb. Like this is the one that had added moisture, and this is the one that we baked as is. Like you can literally see. It may not come across on camera, but you can actually see the difference in person. How are you done? But this is still cooking. So I say if you need to add a little bit of moisture, you should. We're gonna check this guy here because it didn't pop up, but it's also ooh. You know what this reminds me of? A bread pudding. Can you imagine turning this into a bread pudding? It's still raw. Get out of here. Why are you still baking? Sorry. Like, why are you still baking? It's been 20 minutes and it's been at 375. I did add the food. Mhm. I added food. So I think this was a success. Well, it's not that it looks more baked on the inside. It had more time to expand, like not time, but it expanded more. Like, do you see? Like completely expanded more. Let me put this about 22 minutes. Right. This one probably has just a tad bit more bubbles than the other one, but the crumb structure is tighter, right? They look the same, but they're different. Like, look how small this is compared to this one, right? So the batter was definitely looser for the second one, which is good. So now we're gonna taste it. It's gonna taste the same because it's the same batter, so we don't care about that. But I like the fact that I still have apple chunks in there. Okay, I'm getting the ginger. I'm getting the apple. I'm getting the cinnamon. The apple tastes really good. That's it. That's a win. Because the apple's also They were coated in some lemon juice, but this particular apple is tangy. All those flavors combined, perfect. Perfection. Okay. Oh man. No, y'all need to make this. Now I can't promise it's gonna taste just like this because you already know Fred is bougie. But whew, this is good. With a little nuts in this. Oh gosh. Mm. And yes, I'm hungry. This is good. But you can see it's it's moist and it's spongy and it's delicious and it tastes like an apple pie. What? Mm-mm. This is really good. I know I look like a fatty, but it's so good. So I use Cortland apples. So what are you doing? What are you doing? Honestly. Oh my goodness. Why you trying to why you trying to embarrass me? All I said was that you look like bread pudding and all of a sudden you want to be bread pudding. Like jeez. Why are you doing that? It's still wet. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna cover this. I don't want it to burn on top. But the inside still needs to cook. So we're not gonna wait for that. But I will show listen, the madness that happens over here, okay? I will show the final results. Yo, start. Listen here. Okay? Stop embarrassing me. Let's put you at 355 because at this point, you're just doing the most. I already added the food. Stop it. As I was saying, before this tried to embarrass me, like, what? Oh, come on. We're 50-50 for apple butter biscuits and cinnamon rolls. Somebody needs to break the tie, okay? Because if you don't, we're making apple butter biscuits tomorrow. Because I want to. Okay. We're not worrying about the loaf. The loaf has nothing to do with today. That's just an experiment. It is going to work. It is what it is. Okay. So I made myself some cream cheese frosting drizzle. This one's frosted. But as you can see, they're separated because this was the first test. This was the second test. Okay. I already ate the first test. And I'm going to eat it again. The muffins are good. The apple pieces are still firm. It's all good. Okay. That is it. I'm happy. Right now, the poll is 50-50 for apple butter biscuits and sweet potato cinnamon roll. Listen, man, I'm so fat. Oh my God. Every time I look at the camera, I'm like, oh, that's a roll. But I made the drizzle. And since I'm here, are you warm? No. You know, just to show you. So you could just do just a little thing. It's nothing major. It's just so you get a nice hint of cinnamon, not cinnamon, cream cheese frosting. It's a breakfast thing, right? You don't have to do anything special. You can just do it quickly. I'm just doing it slow. I'm tired. But you can keep it simple. If you don't want cream cheese frosting, honestly, dust it with sugar. If you don't want to dust it with sugar, and by sugar I mean ice and sugar. If you don't want to dust it with ice and sugar because there's already sugar on top, leave it. Eat it as is with T's favorite thing, honey and butter. Okay? Honey butter. We can do maple apple butter biscuits. Huh. That ants? Is that another one? What's happening in this house? What's happening here? Why are they? You know what? I'm done. Listen. Ah, you're a hater. Okay, I appreciate the votes, but you are a hater. Whoever voted for cinnamon, I should have ended the live stream. Whoever voted for the last vote for the cinnamon roll, you're a whole hater right now, okay? You're a whole hater. I should have ended the live stream like 2 seconds ago. Come on. Y'all want to make something that's going to take you like 5 hours to make? Come on. You're a whole hater. A whole hater. I appreciate the votes though. It's okay. You know, this is a democracy, so majority wins. But you're a hater. Anyways, as you can see, these were drizzled with a little bit of cinnamon, sugar, also cream cheese frosting. Okay? These don't have it. I will post the final picture in my community section so you can check it out there. It will also be on my Facebook page. And at some point, they will end up on my blog. Okay? That is it. We're going to let this bad boy bake out. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm going to be fat. I'm going to be fat. What are you doing? Why are you guys trying to embarrass me now that we're done? Like, stop. Seriously. Thank you. Okay. That is it, guys. We are done. We're done. We're done. We're done. We had fun. Sourdough, apple spice, muffins, and a loaf. But that is it. I probably do need. I listen. I've been trying to. Okay, we're done. We're done. Okay. I'm working on connecting uh multiple live streams. Don't worry, that's in the process. And now that I have, okay, you're just embarrassing yourself now. This is done. Okay, stop. This one didn't rise up. This is from the first batter, but I just wanted to let you see it. The inside is definitely going to look good though. So once I get that situated, we will have the live stream all over because everybody needs to get into this, okay? We're not going to talk about Bruno. We're just going to talk about Bruno's sisters. Mm-mm. This guy's like a bread pudding. Made it seem like we made bread pudding. But just to show you, this would mean that one, I didn't actually put a lot of thing in there, and two, the apples may be weighted down, but this was the first batch that didn't have the added liquid. So if we had the added liquid, it would have expanded just like this, give it a nice reach, nice top. But it's okay. I'm not complaining. It is fine. They're delicious, and I'm about to devour them. Okay. Today was all about the muffins, apple spice. Tomorrow, because I'm a hater, and I love you, hater, we're gonna make sweet potato cinnamon rolls. I don't know why I put it on the list because I know it's going to take a long time. You know why? Because you have to mix the dough. You have to rest the dough. Then you have to roll the dough. Then you have to put cinnamon, sugar, and butter. Then you have to roll it up. Then you have to cut it. Then you have to rest it. What am I going to do for the hour that is going to be resting? Gosh, guys, think. Anyways, that is it for our live stream. This was fun. We had a good time. Everything is delicious. Everything looks good. We don't talk about Bruno, okay? But we talk about his sisters and his cousins and his aunts and all them things. But that is it for this live stream. I'll see you back here tomorrow at maybe 11 or 12. I haven't decided, but just look out for the notification. You already know, okay? That's it. Have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, okay? It's 1 o'clock. I'm going to sleep. Goodbye.